I'm Robbie with Delta Millworks, and today we are talking about charred wood, aka Shou-Sugi-Ban. Here at Delta, we've been charring wood for almost 15 years now. We were really the first company to start charring wood here in the US on a commercial scale. We were actually burning wood before I personally even heard about the Japanese process of Shou-Sugi-Ban, also called yakasugi. What the Japanese and other cultures around the world did with charred wood, well, it was one of the first versions of a wood sealer before wood sealers or wood coatings even existed. The charring process leaves a layer of carbon on the wood, and that carbon acts as a weather barrier. It protects the wood from UV sun exposure as well as rain and other weather elements. It also acts as a fire retardant. And that was one of the main reasons why they charred wood in Japan. At the time, they were building whole villages and towns out of wood primarily, so fire was a big hazard. And they found out early on, hundreds of years ago, that a charred wood surface was harder to ignite than a fresh wood product. Back in around 2008, I was new to the business, and my father was still around running the show. We were a much smaller company at the time. We had roof leaks at times, and we had a few torches like this laying around that were used for the torch down roof shingles for roof patch repairs. I was doing some woodworking projects and really one day decided to pick up a torch and start lightly burning chunks of wood. So what started with what we call a kiss burn or a light burn, where it really just accentuates the soft grain. In these softwoods, you have the softwood and the dense grain. The softwood, just based on the density of the wood, will burn before the denser, harder grain. If you take the flame to it long enough, it'll all blacken and ultimately turn into a heavy gator scaled char if you burn it long enough. Today at Delta, we offer many different versions of Shou-Sugi-Ban on high performance woods. In Japan, they were using mainly Japanese cedar and cypress species, which are good woods, but do not perform like some of the modified woods that we're working with today for Shou-Sugi-Ban and other finishes for exterior siding. By 2010, we were all in with Shou-Sugi-Ban. We sold our first siding job. From there, we've been doing it ever since. So this is kind of our very first versions of Shou-Sugi-Ban. We would call some of these versions our 2.0 versions, developed around 2010, 2011, when we started burning the wood and then brushing back some of the soft grain to get some of this tiger striped effect. These are interior finishes. These light burns like this, which we do see still floating around from others, offered as an exterior wood siding product, is not a good idea, because this char will fade. No matter what coating you put on it, even our high performance coatings, you will still see that light char fade over time. Shou-Sugi-Ban really relies on several factors. The wood itself needs to be a high performing wood. It needs to be the right wood, especially for a heavy char like this. You can't just burn any wood and expect it to last for years and years, and that applies to both the wood and the finish that you see on the wood. If it's a very soft wood like cedar or cypress, that heavy char is going to flake pretty quickly over time. If the wood's shrinking and expanding, then you're going to see quicker surface deterioration of the finish. In 2014 or so, 2015, we started working with products like Akoya, which is an acetylized wood out of Europe. Also behind me is a product called Kebony, which is another clean, chemically modified wood out of Europe as well. These chars are going to last, minimum 10 years. It's important that they're installed and handled well. It's a charred wood, so these finishes can be damaged. They are durable, they are dense. You could bounce a soccer ball off these and they'd be just fine. But job site conditions, job site handling, installation, it's important to ensure that this char is protected. If it scrapes, you can see a bleached out wood come through, which means the char is removed. If that happens, you can either rechar it or apply a black oil to it to blend in the black color. If it's installed and handled properly and maintained every 10 years plus or minus, these charred finishes will last a lifetime as well. We still stand behind the fact that we introduced modern day Shou-Sugi-Ban to the US market, and we still offer the highest performing Shou-Sugi-Ban products on the market today.